Hello, you guys. It is the last day of August, and I'm finally going to do my August garden tour. So, let me show you everything. I don't love that it's super sunny, but I wanted to get this done, and it's the morning. So, I'm just going to roll with it. August and July, I tend to not want to be in the garden. I get over gardening because it gets so hot here. The last 3 days have been 95, 95, and 93. Today is 90, and then we're finally going to get a cool down, which I'm so excited for. So, I tend not to do very much other than fertilize. I'm spraying neem like crazy because we have pests everywhere. There's an invasion of army worms, which is like a whole other issue. They're literally eating people's entire lawns this year. They're that bad. So I had those to deal with. Just like coming into the vegetable garden and stuff like that. And I will say I'm very excited for my fall vegetable garden. I'm kind of over the summer one. The rest of the stuff, obviously, loving. But yeah, let me show you everything. So let me show you the pergola area. For the most part, these pots are actually bouncing back. I've been struggling with these two pots with issues. I think I showed this in the last video. You can see they're recovering, but everything I've been struggling with mites and stuff on like a bunch of stuff, but you can see all the new growth and we're getting blooms again. So that's amazing. There's some kind of caterpillar thing that loves cannas, so I've been spraying those as well. And then this one, the sweet potato vine, basically took over. There's a little bit of verbena, but both of them basically have hardly any petunias left. So I'm just kind of leaving these until there's a fall plant sale at the end of September, and then I will switch out these pots, the two big ones, and then those ones over there. I might leave the cannas, but put some other stuff in the bottom. And then those ones will probably, back there, will probably stay until first frost, which should be beginning of November, sometime in October or beginning of November. Last year it was October. It was a little early, but our expected first frost is like November 3rd. So these pots are still looking great. I did have to cut them back a little bit because they were going crazy. And as you can see, the cannas have some damage. I was telling you, there's like a caterpillar that rolls in here and then eats the leaves. So I love having ones against the window here. I think next year I'm not doing these pots. Next year I'm not going to do pots right here just because it keeps this pergola area too wet. Just from like watering them and stuff like that, and it discolors the concrete way too much. I'm just kind of over it. So especially since I have these big pots here where last year I did not. So I'm going to keep the ones on the pergola, keep the big pots, like keep these ones, but these ones behind me are going to go. They're beautiful, but practically I don't love them. So these pots here are looking a lot better. They're not my favorite. Next year I'm gonna do something different. I don't know what, maybe begonias in here. But this verbena is finally growing, and then obviously sweet potato vine is looking great, and then we have a few wave petunias. All of my wave petunias, not all of them, but a lot of the wave petunias, the white ones, just fizzled out. I don't know why, but they literally like went to seed. They're not supposed to, but they did. So that was a huge bummer. And I feel like the same thing happened with the one in the big pots. It just went to seed. I collected some seed from it. It was supposed to last all season. So I don't really know what happened. It just got tired. I don't know if I was supposed to cut them back. I mean, the ones in those pots never did good just because it was so hot. I think the pots weren't big enough. But the ones in the big pots, maybe I was supposed to cut back. I don't know. So like I said, in about a month, I'm going to be changing these pots out. I'll make a video about that. So here we are at the vegetable garden. Like I said, I'm just kind of over this. As you can see, we have a dead cucumber plant. My drip controller. I don't know what to call it. Lost battery, like the batteries died. So this was without water for at least a few days while I was gone. And everything's on a timer and I just didn't know. So that's unfortunate. So some of it was really dry when I got back. So definitely going to grow more Angelonia next year. We have eggplants, but these are the pests that I'm so mad at. Do you see these guys? I got to go get something to spray these. These are baby leaf foot bugs, I believe, and they not ruin, but they puncture into fruiting plants like that. Eggplant, peppers, mainly tomatoes, and suck out the juices. And I can't get rid of these guys. It's just so frustrating. So we have so many habaneros, like habaneros up the wazoo. Definitely only doing one plant instead of two next year. We have eggplant. We have more peppers coming, more jalapenos. I'm just kind of over everything, to be honest. Do you see this? And then stink bugs too. Do you see how they're just all over these? I'm just over the pests, over it so much. It's really, really frustrating. We do have some peppers coming and more eggplant back there. So yeah, like stink bugs and leaf foot bugs and everything are just so frustrating. Tomatoes are looking great, but you can see a leaf foot bug up there. Do you see it? It's just, it's making me so mad. So, we have some good Romas coming. That's nice. I haven't had very many of those. I'm trying to see if I can find an example of one that they've kind of punctured. Also, I'm kind of letting these drape down because when they're way up there, I need a ladder and they're really hard to get to. And sometimes they end up rotting before I can get to them, or even see them. So I'm kind of letting stuff come down slightly. This also will get an overhaul next month. I will make a video about that. I'll leave, some of these pepper plants and stuff, but I'm going to be doing obviously more lettuces and things for a fall vegetable garden. I do have some okra coming, which is pretty exciting. I used one in a scramble the other day, which was yummy. And then this garden has actually just revitalized. Like, it's taken off again. For some reason, that area didn't want to grow. I don't know why. But yeah, this garden is looking great. We have raspberries coming. As you can see, with the supertunias in here, look great. The salvia. Yeah, so it's kind of just all smushed together, but still looks really pretty. Okay, let's go to the other part of the garden. Things are so filled in, you guys. We still have issues, obviously. But things are looking so pretty. And we have about 2 months left of growing season. And sometimes I'm kind of like, I don't know how much bigger things can get. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So let's start over here. As you can tell, signs of fall are coming. This maple is starting to drop some leaves. I don't know if that's from the heat or because it's going to be fall. So this garden bed over here is doing a lot better. It obviously didn't live up to my expectations, but it's definitely doing better. We actually have some elephant ear, some coleus filling in. Next year I'm going to put a lot more hostas and stuff in here, but it's looking pretty good. The one thing though, I did lose one of these impatiens to something, I think like pill bugs or something, because it literally just like all of a sudden fell over from the inside out and just died. It was weird. So this area is insane, you guys. It's filled in so much. The coleus is crazy. You can't even see the hydrangeas back here anymore. Those are that hydrangea, and then there's one back there. You can't even see anymore because the coleus is so big. I need to come in and cut some of this back a little bit because it's so tall. because I do want these impatiens to start flowering, but I don't think they're getting enough sun, and this is kind of falling forward. But it looks so pretty, so pretty. Also, this maple, I just can't get over how big it is. It's grown so much, like exponentially compared to last year. It was like this teeny tiny stick, and it's incredible. So roses are starting to bloom again. I don't like where they are. Next year they're moving. Also, I might get rid of that one because it's not what it's supposed to be anymore. It's like reverted back to the graft. And again, that I think has to do with all the pest pressure I've had this year. Okay, some things, let's see, that are getting covered up. We have a mum under here that's getting covered up. I lost a yarrow to some fungal issue over here, but we do still have this one. And yeah, we have lots of buds here. The verbena is beautiful. Love. It's kind of just spilling over this way with those grasses now. Same with the sedum, is just incredible. I can't wait till that gets nice and pink. That one and that one, I love that I flanked the edges of this. Also, the celosia got huge. It's kind of covering up. There's a Russian sage. There's a few in there somewhere. One is peeking through. I'm excited for these mums to bloom. Those are Costco mums from last year. And this dahlia is doing the best out of any of them. I'll show you I'll put a picture on the screen of the blooms. They're just absolutely gorgeous. This one is like, it kind of just falls over, but love vinca, and I'm gonna grow way more vinca next year. I feel like it's better for me with the heat than petunias are even, and it's just nonstop blooming, no disease, no nothing, no fuss, and I love them. Growing lots of that next year along the border. This area is my favorite. It's just so full right now, and I can't believe it, you guys, but I cut this to the ground, this dahlia, after it had so much disease, and it's blooming again. Like, incredible. I can't believe it. This is the petunia in those big pots that stopped blooming. So I have a little bit left of it, and then we have some dahlias over here. My dahlias this year have just struggled with the heat, you guys. It's just been such a hot, dry summer. Crepe myrtle is blooming again. I cut off bloom heads because it was weighing it down, and it like flushed with a second thing of blooms, which is fun. I didn't know that that was a thing with crepe myrtles. The black-eyed Susan has seen better days. Those are got, nailed with stuff this year as well. This edge is looking good. Like I said, vinca, just so pretty. This celosia is just incredible. I need to cut more of this. I have a bunch of it inside already, but it's just taking off. Love the Gomphrena. The one dahlia that gets like so much recognition is Great Silence. That's the one that's been blooming nonstop. The others just have not performed as I would have liked. We do have a little bloom here. We have one starting here. Hopefully with the cooler temperatures, we're gonna get some more different dahlias in here, because I have other types than just this one, but that's all you really see right now. So that's unfortunate. And I need to probably cut some of this celosia back because of that. We have another one of those here, some more zinnias throughout here. This is a white dahlia, and I only have one straw flower left. The others died, and this elephant ear is just crazy. I'll show you in a minute. I did buy some Cat's Meow Nepeta. I have one here and one tucked in there. I got them for $5 on clearance at Walmart, $5 a piece. And I just love this area. It's so gorgeous, you guys. Let me back up so you can just see the monster elephant ear. Our fence is 6 feet tall, just so that gives you some perspective. And we still have 2 months of growing season. I have to keep cutting this because if you know anything about elephant ears, they just droop over, and I love the begonias there, so I want those to get sun. And this is just insane. Next year I will not be keeping this here. It's taking up too much valuable garden space in my opinion. I'd rather have something else there, but I will be transferring it probably to the side of the house. Same with this one over here. I'm just not loving it there. I might regret my decision next year and then the following year put it back, but they multiply so quickly here and they take up just too much space. If I wasn't into cut flowers and so many different varieties like I am, it's a great plant to take up a lot of real estate. If you just want a great landscape tropical plant or something for containers, amazing plant. But I want cut flowers and it's taking up too much space. So I'm gonna enjoy it this year and then, get rid of it or put it in the side yard. But look at how big, just how big. Let's see. Let me show you. Just how big this is. Okay. Like it is huge, you guys. Huge. This is me next to it. Like what? It's crazy. It's so sunny. I need my sunglasses. Another star of the show this year is Gomphrena. Wow. So the pink is starting to take off more, which I love because before it was mainly the white, which the white is absolutely gorgeous. This is the white. It just kind of sparkles. And I've cut and cut and cut from this. It's a beautiful, beautiful cut flower. You can actually dry this too, which I probably should do. Next year I'm gonna grow more pink. Definitely a bunch of white. It just thrives in the heat. And so I'm definitely growing more. Zinnias are struggling with powdery mildew. What's new? And I love this. This has turned into a bush. This is supposed to be celosia, so I have plumes like the one over there. My mom saved seed from hers that had plumes last year, and mine didn't get plumes this year, but the texture and the color is such a nice contrast in the garden that I'm definitely going to grow it again next year. I think I still have some of her seeds. At least I hope so, because this is not going to produce seed for me. But do you see the vinca? It's incredible. Also, I don't think my hibiscus was blooming last time. This is taken off. It loves this spot, just like I was hoping it would. Look at it. It's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. Also, next year, I'm going to be growing Oklahoma variety of zinnias for the big ones because they are supposed to be powdery mildew resistant. The blooms might not be quite as large because they're just not. But I would rather have ones that are powdery mildew resistant so it doesn't spread to other things, and then they look prettier and they produce, because I love zinnias for cut flowers. Like I basically only had them last year for cut flowers, and they just are such a headache though. So I'll show you. I never really show my front area, but I'm gonna show you what these ones look like. I think they're the Zahara or the Profusion small zinnias. I got them in a pot and they don't have any powdery mildew, no diseases, and I never deadhead them, and they bloom their heads off, and they have been all summer long. And I'm going to show them to you because they're incredible. I'm going to grow probably more of those along with the vinca along the border next year because, oh my God, it's so pretty. So let me show you. Also, here is this garden bed. This will also get a revamp next year. No elephant ear here. I'll probably put cannas along the edges potentially, so then I can actually have like begonias that look really pretty here probably. I'm probably gonna move the sedum because it's not happy here. The foxglove is gonna be beautiful. So we're gonna revamp this area. It's going to be more probably just some annuals up front, maybe some lamb's ear or something, cannas, stuff like that. Maybe I'll put I might put a hibiscus actually on the corner here, because that would be really pretty and kind of mirror that. But yeah, so everything is just looking honestly fantastic, you guys. I'm so happy with the garden this year, and it is literally a complete 180 to last year. I loved my garden last year, but this is more than I could have ever dreamed for a garden, and I still want more because I know there's always ways to improve it. But I love it. Also, I kind of skipped over this redbud tree has really grown in the last little bit. Has 3 big branches. One huge branch fell off, broke off in about July. It broke off like right here. So it's grown a lot since then, and I just can't wait to see what these trees look like next year. I just think they're gonna explode, because this one already has this year. It's gotten probably 4 times the size of it was last year, and same with this one. So I can't even begin to imagine how big they're gonna get next year. It's gonna be incredible. Also, I just realized I forgot to show you, which I don't know why this grass has fallen over, but it has. This is a pampas grass, and I have my first plume, which I might cut and bring inside, especially if I get more plumes. But I also like to, have them up for the winter. So I need to somehow correct that, but this is blocking the way the sedum is, and the sedum is usually filled with bees because it's a pollinator magnet, which is amazing. But I might have to cut some sedum and bring it inside in order to deal with that issue. But I love how everything's just kind of spilling along the path. The other sad thing is this. So this lemon coral sedum looks great, but these 2, which were looking fantastic, have a fungal issue. And I don't know if they're going to be able to be saved. Hopefully they bounce back, but I've been spraying them and they just are not looking good. It's very unfortunate. So here's a glimpse at my front garden. I'm not going to show it backed up because just for privacy. This is in my front yard. And these are the zinnias I was talking about. This is either 1 or 2 little plants, and they just look so good. No powdery mildew or anything. Let's see, this might be 1 plant. Yeah, this is 1 plant, you guys. 1. Okay, like beautiful. Also, super petunias are doing great up here. But like, I'm definitely growing this next year. I'm saving seed from these. For some reason this one died, but I think that was on the edge, so gotta collect seed. I can't wait for these bulbs to bloom. But like, just so pretty, you guys. So I think this is either, like I said, I didn't get them from seed, so I think it's either Zahara or Profusion mix, or not mix, but Profusion, just zinnias. And they don't have any issues, and I don't have to deadhead them. They look beautiful all season long, and no issues with disease. Beautiful. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at my garden as much as I do every day. Oh, I love it so much. Look at that. And Caleb just mowed and edged yesterday, so it looks like top notch. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you for another garden tour in September.